Bonsoir everyone. Endora's Revenge, Paul, the Breakfast King of Loyola, Paul, Thomas, Kokoran, French Vinyl Addict Romuald, Zelvia, Sava, Johnny Tweet, Not Deaf Yet, Lionel and Thomas, who already left very nice tips in the coffee jar. Thank you guys for supporting the channel from the get-go. And Frank and Raph from Canada, Jason, Daydream Vinyl, Rufan, Kelly Lily, Stephen Crow. I was starting this stream with a track from a record I closed the stream last week. Good evening, everyone. I chose one track, one side of that 7-inch last week. Some of you thought it was a joke. I don't. But the B-side, Bernard Estardi. B. Estardi, the producer behind this. Look him up. How is everyone? Hello Stéphane. Anthony. Steve P. Home Sweet Home. Ah, Ukraine. Tonight I have a bunch of new releases that I've been waiting for quite some time, so I'm quite happy with that. But after the Bernard Estardi track, let's play a classic, a record you can probably still find for super cheap. Peter Baumann, formerly of Tangerine Dream. When did this come out? 81 on Virgin. This is an album. Aha! Hello Digler Dog. Hello Andrew. Hello Nick. That's what happens with old records sometimes. With new stylus. Well, there'll be fine music and some horrible music maybe then. Oh, two from Ukraine. Wow. Congrats on taking back control, by the way. Yeah. Peter Baumann, exactly. Hello, Billy Spleen. Hello, Firebolt. This record is just so good. But there are some other good records. And there you see how prepared I am. Sorry about that. Hello to Will's Good. Arkansas, huh? See, we're all over the world. Here's a record. It took me some time to really figure out. I really needed it. From a musician I've been aware for a long time. Never had any records of his as a leader. Show you the inner sleeve. Tells you something about the location, right? Or does it? But yes, it does. Someone tell me, huh? Oh yeah. Sometimes it is. Yesterday I was DJing at a club. It was fun. Played club music. A lot of acid house from the late 80s. No, Billy, that's fine. Just leave Dave alone and we'll be good. Yeah. You're good, Billy. Hello, Grateful Dogs. So playing to a crowd yesterday was interesting because there was 2 stages and I played a stage that opened when the other one closed. So there was kind of like a lag between the two, where you have to win over the people to draw them into the club, because the previous stage was outdoors. And it was quite interesting to realize the track that did the trick, the track that suddenly I look up the dance floor and there's like 20 people. Put another track, look up the dance floor and there's suddenly like 100 people. And that was thanks to Mr. Kalexi Shelby. So who are we listening to, huh? Beautiful, beautiful record. This is New York United Volume 2. Volume 1 is alright, but this is much better. This is Daniel Carter. Daniel Carter on saxophone, flute, trumpet, clarinet. What you know him for is Djibril Touré on bass, Federico Yugi on drums, and a certain Tobias Wilner on sound manipulations, field recording, synthesizers, percussion, vocals, bass synthesizer, piano and guitar. Daniel Carter is a legendary jazzman who's been around for quite some time. So him dabbling with electronics is something I was not prepared to hear on that level. I've heard him before doing that, I think with Matthew Shipp and Antipop Consortium. But for this to be on his initiative, that was intriguing and turned out to be very successful, as you can hear, hopefully. Yes. No, it was just a club night. That was sort of a reunion of some of the people who had played at the festival. Salut Sean. Ah, yeah, so he likes guitar players, huh? Hello, Record Hound. Yeah, I will. I just have to figure out an outer sleeve to put the sticker on. That's my MO. And by the way, thank you to Manuel and Breakfast King of Paul for leaving tips in the cathedral as well. And yes, in case I need a new Space Hamster shirt, maybe I need a second one. This record was released, I think, 2 or 3 years ago, but doesn't seem to have made a mark. So you can still find it at a very at retail price, if not less. It comes with an insert that is basically a promo sheet for other releases of the label, and you can see. Indeed, William Parker, Matthew Shipp, Thurston Moore, Gerald Cleaver, Mark Sanders. So it is a New York affair for sure. How nice, everyone greeting them to each other, huh? Okay, test, yeah, I remember that. I forgot about this. I remember, I forget. Sorry. So tonight, I will go with the flow, with the records I got, some ideas that might spun out of it. If you have ideas as well, as usual, I'm open to at least read and listen to them. We'll see more about that later. As long as you don't babble on and on about Pink Floyd, we'll be good. Yeah, Billy. But do that with him privately, and that will be all fine. But here, enough of that, okay? That was the last time. Thank you. Back on the net, yeah. Hello, Michael. I think he told us about that sometime, Rufan. Yeah, Daniel Carter, who's mostly known, I would say, as a sideman. Maybe I'm out of my depth there, but like for the past 20 years, that's how I've known him. 20 plus years. So that was very interesting for me to see him, to hear him take the lead. This was recorded in New York, December 5th, 2018. Well, the music is by the band, but still. Hello, Christophe. Sorry, I was supposed to send you a message. There was no time. Time flew by. Now something quite exceptional in certain regards. One of the most expensive records I own, a double LP, which only features about like 50 seconds of music, is a record by this artist. There is some controversy about that recording. The question is whether it was made when it's supposed to have been made. Let me show you something. Let me show you a clue. Thank you, Dubs. Hope you're well. Let's see how cultural we are, huh? Let's see. What does this evoke you? I'm sure, let me guess that Stefan might be the first one to say, but I'm pretty sure I'll be surprised, pleasantly. Now, how judgmental do I sound? This is the music here. Huh? Sean, what does this evoke you? Paul is in the right direction, but no. Ah, interesting. No. Yes, Frank. Indeed. Incredible, huh? Yves Klein. But not the music. Stefan, you got had. Hello, Steve. How are you doing? Hope you got my message today that you were referenced by by Mr. Trunk. So this is Yves Klein, Symphony Monotone Silence. Recorded in 1998. But composed in 61. The record I have of Yves Klein is a conference, like a speech at La Sorbonne, the Parisian historical university. And throughout that conference, where he speaks about his art and philosophy, he performs a piece, a vocal piece. This is vocal, by the way. At the time, he was friends with Eliane Radig and asked her if she could create his symphony for him, and she declined. She is still alive, so she has expressed some doubt on when this would have been recorded or created, composed. Doesn't mean that it's false, but if this is indeed from 1961, this is so far before anything. And this is supposedly the proof that this was conceptualized between 1947 and 1961. Could he have forged that? Of course. But what do we know now? So this is a huge drone vocal piece that is, I find that stunning. There's of course not just voice, but you can hear the voice. There's like a lot of string instruments, but it's not really clear who does what, which is the fabric of good drone music, I would say. And this was just released, I think, unfortunately on a very limited edition. So I think they only did 250 copies of this. Of course, as this is Yves Klein, and this is the symphony monotone silence, you only get one side of music. Oh no, you get two. But the second side is a composition in silence. You have to be a little bit cheeky. Did he though? That's the question. And Nick. Ah. Yeah, why would you, for those who don't know who Yves Klein is, Yves Klein was a graphic artist who used to have, basically he designed a color, this color, the Yves Klein blue. And he had it manufactured for him, and then he had naked women put all the paint on their body and impress huge canvases. And there you go. He was also a photographer. All in all, a huge figure, romantic figure of the avant-garde of the 40s, 50s. 40s, yeah. So, I'm not a specialist by any means, but Yves Klein, you should know a little bit about him. Yeah. Well, you shouldn't have. You got bullets here. Reissues there. Yes, Nick. This is Yves Klein, Yves Klein, Symphony Monotone Silence. This is Yves Klein, by the way. It's funny how I only needed to hear, I don't know, like 5-10 seconds of this to, okay, this is a must-have for me. even if somewhere there might be room for doubt. Hello Ed, nice to see you. Yeah, it's becoming more and more common to hear stuff like that. Ben Vida sometimes manages to make the voices sound like instruments. Yes, 61, Thomas. This is insane. This predates a lot of Lamonte Young and Terry Riley. Coming from a very different perspective, even if he was friends with Eliane Radig, Armand, and all this, like, French avant-garde. He is French. Mm-hmm. Well, it was designed and created by him, Michael, that blue. So, in a way, it is only him. If someone else used it after, yeah, sure, but yeah. Salut Pinap. Yeah, exactly. Ah, Romain, Roro, Vomir. Well, the progression is, in good drone music, is as you sustain the tone, you start to hear the discrepancies, the variations in the modulations, the uncontrolled modulations that are bound to happen. You hear them more right now. The bass, the deep bass there. It's not necessarily progression, but things are happening. Salut DJ Mr. Joel. Exactly, Christophe. Exactly. And you see, at the same time you say motionlessness, which in most cases would suggest something really calm. And I consider this anything but calm. This is harrowing. Hello Justin Peters. It's a brand new record, Pinup, so if you find it, it will be decent price. I paid like 19 euros for mine. I don't know, Justin. I'm not sure it was recorded back then. This recording is from later. From the... But he wrote the music and then he finalized it in 61. And this is a performance of that. See, now you hear a lot of modulation. Hello, John. Warm poison, I've bought from him before. Yeah. Good trigger pulling, Steve. Ah, that's not every record that gets Misha to get to heaven. Yeah, and I would say, Sylvia, the background, the foreground, it's difficult to make like a hierarchy in this. Hello, Marius. Hope you're good. There you go, Steve. Steve did this research now, if he didn't already knew. But this music was mostly popularized by La Montaigne. This is very different from La Montaigne, by the way. I find this. I love La Montaigne, but I find this absolutely insane. Actually, the more I listen to it right now, the more I realize how this is. If it is true, this is from 1961. This is one of. This is a very important forgotten chapter of 20th century music. But my pathway to La Montaigne was the Spaceman 3. They did a double LP record live called Dream Weapon. Released in 1995. And yes, I had never heard of La Montaigne before this. A lot of the music that the Spaceman 3 referenced scared the 14, 15-year-old kid I was when I discovered them in 92, I believe. 91, 92. I was honestly not prepared. For the music, yes, but for the doors they were hinting at. And it made perfect sense a little later. So I'm gonna play after this, not the Spaceman 3, nothing connected to the guys from the Spaceman 3, but music that in spirit has something to do with them. How often will you listen to a whole side of drone Yves Klein on the YouTube, huh? Yeah, no, because 20 minutes of it, the second part is silence, Manuel, and it's the B-side. Oh, I think just got corrected by Bobby Braden about Dream Weapon. I think it was released on CD in 1990 and then on vinyl in 95. Yeah, thank you, Bobby. And thank you, Steve Davis, for leaving a tip in the coffee jar. Merci beaucoup, Steve. Yeah, as I was writing, I haven't been too successful in the past 2 weeks to find new stuff. The stuff I showed the past 2 weeks had been stuff I've been working on for quite some time now. There's some stuff coming, and yeah, some exciting stuff, but well, there's lots of exciting stuff all around us here, so it's not a problem. But for the hunting, challenging side of me, I've been a bit frustrated in the past 10 days. People are a little bit crazy in their asking prices right now for what I'm after. But it comes and goes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, very, very nice. Hello, Christophe. Yeah. More than hints. That's why I was showing it. And now I'll just show you quickly the second side. It is recorded silent for 20 minutes. Ooh. Okay, we'll have to talk. Jean-Pierre Dustin, le DJ favori. Okay. Dustin, okay. Thank you. So I'm mixing the two records together now. Which makes no sense. Hello, Liam. Liam comes, of course, for the rock. Yeah. Hello, Kaylee. Yes, Bobby, you're correct. The 12-inch of Dream Weapon came out also in 1990, but the double version, the complete, was 1995, the one I showed, yeah. Okay, a Niels Fram record I might be able to listen to, because I agree with Stefan, the piano in Niels Fram, yeah. Fair enough. This came out 2011, I think. The Oscillation, but the tracks on this EP, this is their first record, if I remember correctly. Most of these were on their inaugural album, 2010. So if you like this, this is probably still cheap, and it's the best way to listen to that track. I think it's a whole side long track, which is pretty cool. But you can find a version of this on their first album, which I think is maybe more expensive than the EP actually. So this is really good Spaceman free like music, I would say. Huh? It's almost a pastiche to a certain degree. But there's not that many guys who do it that good. So, and they, of course, they have their own thing. And one of the guys there, the guy who does the vocals, guitars, Damien Castellanos, he's done a solo album. I might have played it before. More experimental stuff. Amazing. Really, really good stuff. I'll try to find it. I'm sure Bobby might know them, by the way. Yes, yes, Stéphane. Salut France Bizarre. Yeah. You missed the Yves Klein symphony. France Bizarre here has a very cool label, issuing archival recordings from the France Bizarre side of music. You should check that out. Maybe he'll send me some stuff eventually, but no, seriously though, go check him out. Some very intriguing and cool stuff on his label. Hello, Tempo Roboto. My take on Fortet, I really like the first mini album, which is considered an EP. I like the first album and its EPs and singles and everything in between. I like the Fridge albums, and after by the second album of Fortet, I'm kind of done. Hello, I'm the Dead. Thank you, Sean, for reminding us. This is always good. I think I'm starting to understand it. Maybe I'm bullshitting, but all your likes does some good. Apparently destroys a planet far away from here that is planning an invasion with a revival of Britpop to take over the world. So the more likes you put on that video, the less likely that is to happen. My pleasure, you deserve it. So the cover is not really helpful, you just need to look for the Oscillation. Pretty good name for a rock band. Pretty amazing that no one had used that before them. 2010. Well, that's not nice of you, French Vinyl Addict. I might have to upgrade you. Hello, Nick. Yes. Midoji Scaledili. It's the same track. You're welcome. There's some of it that should maybe not be qualified as Britpop directly, but and I'm just joking, obviously. We're For those who don't understand, Misha is Rufan's cat, so we're getting live updates on Misha's hearing of the music here. Hello, Marcella. Yeah, it is, huh? And I wanted to play that after. I mean, I didn't plan it, but just it made quite some sense after playing that Yves Klein symphony of maybe the original composed drone music. Is how you can connect that with rock and roll. I'm trying to get a record from the Netherlands, Marcella, so maybe you might be of help. I've found it, and maybe we should talk. Next record is probably one of the best records of this year so far, I think. Sean might already have it. It was released like in the past month. Took a while to arrive at my dealer, but here it is. Stefan Geek, my take on the Shackleton 6 organs of Admittance collaboration. Color me underwhelmed. Audiophile music. This artist I wanted to book to the Tumult Festival in late June, but it wasn't possible. Conflicting schedule. So it might be for next year. She has many projects. I discovered her with her second solo album, I think, which was a departure from what she did before. And this is one of her solo albums as well. Beautiful cover. This is Annelies Monsanré. All songs were written, played, sung, recorded, and mixed by Annelies Monsanré. Ooh. Ryan, thank you for a very, very nice tip in the coffee jar. Will be put to good use, and I see Frank as well. Gidget Frank, yes, thank you. Who has a great ID. Okay, Frank, hoping for some Francis Bacon tracks next week after Yves Klein. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, the coffee jar, it's people leaving tips in the coffee jar is the first link in the description of the video. A good, wonderful way to support the channel and help for this to happen every week, both in spirit but also in means to to produce all of that, so that it's really a selection of love and wants, rather than a selection amongst the stuff that turned up. I don't know if that made sense. Hopefully. Ah, nice. That was fast. Played it last week, the gravel. Well, try to get the album then. I'll let it play a little more because this album is really something. Her name, someone will do it for me, right? Someone help me, Justin. Because yeah, it's true that, well, it is here. Annelise Montserrat. Which means this is a drawing by her. Hello, Chuck T. Hello, Alex. She's not Dutch, she is from Belgium. There will be some more hippie music tonight, by the way. But this is not really hippie. Or is it? I guess after that we might stay in Belgium. Yeah, what are the name of her projects again? Let me double check. Because it turned out I have probably like 7 or 8 records from hers. She's in Luster, really, really good, like folk band, folk music, in Hydro Medusae, really, really cool. And of hers, the album that really broke it to me was 2016 Débris. Yeah, and she's in a bunch of other projects. Belgian musician Annelise Montserrat has been playing music solo since 2000. Initially, the music was piano-based and mostly instrumental. Once she discovered her voice, vocals became her main focus. The early songs had very simple structures and melodies, and the words were sparse and introvert. Musically, she experimented with different instruments, such as cello, guitar, xylophone, and melodica. And she's a mom, which was one of the reasons why she couldn't come to the festival. Hello Pat, nice to see you. No, just no strikes, just copyrights that makes yeah, no big deal. Okay, yeah, that's unfortunate. But if you order a bunch of records from Sounddome, you got free shipping if you reach a threshold. So a track with voice and instruments, a track with instruments, and now this is the track I think that made me think, okay, this is gonna be really one of the good ones. No, not really. Yeah. I think I see why you're where you come from, DJ Mr. Joa. There is something absolutely medieval in the aesthetics of this. But Dungeon Synth doesn't have any vocals, or does it? Hello, MZ. I've listened to something from her recently, because that name, of course, you can't forget it, and I was intrigued. Is it folk, medieval folk inspired? I don't know. I mean, it is obviously. It's not. You don't need to hear her say it. And if it's not, doesn't really matter. It's your perception of it, Romuald. Okay. Hello, Michael Nolan. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. The voices, by the way, untreated. If you listen to her Debris album, which is mostly raw vocals, it's wow. Now that's a strange record. Yeah, that is some voodoo stuff here still. So this was made with a grand church organ in Belgium. This is music by a modern classical composer called Walter Huss, who took upon himself to redo some of the biggest tracks of New Beat on organ. And this is Universal Nation, the organ version. The Age of Love. This is the rare picture disc version that was not supposed to even exist. I got some trouble when I entered it on Discogs. People were saying that I was lying, that this didn't exist. It should be somewhere, somehow. Kind of. Yeah. And this is an epic record. There's 4 tracks on it, but this takes the whole side. And yeah, it is one of these like extremely weird ideas of it is very postmodern, I would say, but if you look at Walter Huss, he's like a straight up modern classical composer. He just decided to embrace some of the popular music of his time, of his area, geographical as well. And you get this trance like, well, it is a sort of trancey new beat. Yeah, performed by a pipe organ in a church. Yeah. Orbital vibes for sure. Exactly, Mark Spoon. You're correct, Sylvia. Yeah, it's the kind of stuff you never knew you wanted. Pipe organ, 80s Belgian brave music. And you'll see on the picture disc, I'll show you in a moment, you see the actual instrument, which is pretty cool. I love how you can hear all the part of the music, you hear the actual mechanisms, the noise of the mechanisms. Like, just recording that must have been like a project in itself. And it goes, we're only halfway through, so. DJ Mr. Organ. TSOB, the sound of Belgium. That's a pretty cool picture disc though. And it sounds good. Ah, nice. We're in Europe, Michael. No one has any problems with organs here. Now, a new release that is ridiculously good as well. Exactly, this is part of a series of 5 EPs that were collecting some of the best tracks of late 80s, early 90s Belgian dance music. And this was a special project of original tracks recorded by Walter Huss on the great pipe organ. And as shown here, loves repetition. Let's repeat the thumbs up if you haven't already, or if you just arrived, or if you just clicked into the video at this point. And by all means, if you're watching this later, or even if you're here now, leave a comment. Always nice to hear your thoughts, your intuitions, your suggestions, your grievances. And again, if you want to support the channel, to tip your DJ of the night, best way that really is instrumental to this happening every week is leaving a tip in the coffee jar, the first link in the description of the video. Beautiful cover. A double LP, by the way. Now, how British does that sound, huh? Could this come from anywhere else but Britain? I don't think so. Who is that? No? It's not May. This is one Ariane Churchman and Benedict Drew. This is not the first album, but this is by far their best one in my opinion. Where do you guys see boobies here? I don't. What the hell? Oh wow! You're in rural. You're driving to the farmland. Okay. Exactly. Hello, William. From California, right? Great artwork, stunning music. Let's be honest, heavy Wicker Man vibes here. But not gimmicky. A lot of the music that is described as Wicker Man-ish is boring me. There's so much of it. And it's great when you find the ones that really stand out. I mean, it should be obvious. Yeah, this is. I don't know if this is limited or not, but when I first heard clips of that, I knew I was not going to take any chances. This is the kind of music that makes you feel like you want to be in a field at dusk and be a victim. Victim of a beautiful lad or beautiful woman charming you into oblivion, self-oblivion. Huh. Difficult, it changes all the time, but let me think a little bit about it. Or here by the beach, in the bay where I live here. Because yeah, I live on an island. I need to fix something on my one of my cable is has a little bit of an issue. I can manage, but I should take some time to repair it. Now, last week I played that extraordinary Steve Lacy album called Island, or the track I played was called Island, so that might be my answer to you, Zelvia, from now on. In my investigations of that small label, here's another release I thought was worth our while. Trovesi Damiani Quintet, Rocellanea, sorry. Here is Damiani. December 1983. Saxophone, clarinet bass, trumpet, flugelhorn, bass, trombone, and drums, or percussions. The record is a little bit uneven, I'll be honest with you, but this track jazz and Mediterranean culture. Within the context of a wider project called Jazz and Mediterranean Culture, the ISMES, the name of the label, is presently collecting all existing data on groups working on jazz and related fields in southern Italy, Sicily, and Sardinia. All musicians and people working in this field interested in the project are kindly asked to contact ISMES in order to request a form to be filled and return back with information about blah 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 blah. Well, there was no other releases after that, so that was unfortunately a beautiful project that didn't go anywhere. Here it starts. So of course there's a fusion aspect to this, but it is closer to jazz, I would say, in some regards. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but being a fusion adjacent. But because this is supposed to reflect on the Mediterranean culture, you will get fusion aspects for that sole reason. Yeah, the clarinet here really has that Mediterranean thing. Right on the instrument. This is a cheap record. You can get it for around 15, 20 bucks, I would say. Not many copies available, but Yeah. But really, let me stress out, that is the one track that makes it really work. The rest is okay, but it's good, but nothing as crazy as this. And if you've been watching this past few weeks of the stream, you might remember what triggered that deep dive into the discography of that label. It was an album of Roberto Donini. But Roberto Donini, no, Roberto Laneri, sorry, yeah. Well, they were both on the Fluxmar tuned less records, but Roberto Laneri, who had that really strange but cool album released on that label, really made me look further, like closer into what was released by that label. So this, the Steve Lacy album from last week, another little surprise that is coming. But as it turns out, he's just released a new album. He's been around since the early 80s, and as it turns out, Magister Perotinus meets the Jedi Masters. Thank you, John Davidson, for leaving a tip in the coffee jar. Merci beaucoup. Merci, John. Roberto Laneri was in a band called Materia Primera, I believe. I think it was in the 70s, a vocal ensemble. This is kind of him going back to this, like 50 years later. Sort of ugly, beautiful cover. Really looks like a new age thing from the early 80s. And even the name. Magister Perotinus, the great medieval composer, is sitting among the vaults of Notre Dame, performing the music for the liturgy. The light filtering through the stained glass windows is full of dark-hued shadows, which furthermore seem to turn into strange and ever-changing creatures. The silence is full of shifting echoes of flute-like sounds hovering above the voice of the Magister. The sound of his voice not only lasts a long time, listening attentively begins to split into frequencies that are higher than the fundamentals. The higher sounds seem impersonal. Some people might call them angelic. The musician's ear hears specific intervals, fifths, fourths, thirds, which are built on the same ratios, partitioning the space. Magister Perotinus would use terms quite different from ours to describe the sounds, but that is not important. What matters is that he perceived the sounds of the harmonics and found ways to make them audible in his compositions as a sort of virtual music, the voice of strange beings making itself heard. The real music resides not in the written notes, but in the sounds in between. Yes, this was released on Black Sweat indeed. And the harmonic schwa, yeah. One of the great cheapos. Elliot proves you are always safe, as long as God and Stunty and the Holy Hamster are watching over you. And you can't really go wrong with that music. But maybe you're not that safe though, because we just crossed midnight. So pure vocal music, huh? It's quite interesting considering the Yves Klein record from earlier. Mind trip music for sure. Contrary though to the Yves Klein record, I think that this one actually achieves this whole project of like angelic music. Usually I say that a lot of ambient and drone music, the main thing about it that might be overlooked or underlooked is the tension. the movement of the harmony is there, I would say manages to avoid tension and yet remains potent. It's like really an exhilarating bliss. Yeah, Michael Vetter. He's done a lot of records with children as well. All right. I assume you know what you're talking about, Kaylee. Thank you, Andrew, for leaving a tip in the coffee jar. Merci beaucoup. I do not, DJ Mr. Joel. I will go look it up. A rounder? What do you mean by rounder though? Because rounder would mean less abrasive to me. But let's get some abrasion now, just in case 808 is around.
Yo, Vanilla, kick it one time. Wait.
What it's like having a Ronin.
Not sure, so. Did this record ever come out officially? It has a catalog number. See where this is going, you know? Do you? So when this was released, people went nuts for that. It was like a super expensive record of the early 2000s. A lot of people have forgotten about it and don't care about it. It's a fun record.
Or I will attack. And you know what?
Yeah.
Damn, it's live. Damn, it's live.
Formalities of this and that is that crisscross ain't coming off wet. And for all y'all suckers that don't know, check it out.
That's cool.
You ain't and you can all around in the got jacked. Putting the kid that's the one now like you don't be claiming that it's mental.
It's been some time I played that. This is basically one of the earliest examples of attacker influencing like this sort of mashup culture. With all these glitches. You're talking about this stuff, huh?
Party over there, wave your hands in the air, shake it there, yeah. These 3 words when you get to this, ain't whoa, there it is, get down.
guy who did that back then was kind of considered a genius, but he did very little. So that was kind of his grand œuvre. Basically like pop music mangled through the granular synthesis plugins. And now for something quite different. So as you can see, this was released only as a white label, because how could it be released any other way? So I think they did 500 copies of that back then. Back then that was very little for how important that, I mean, that 12-inch was really, really important in terms of inspiration for a lot of stuff that came out in the past 20 years. But this is kind of where it started. Promo only, not for sale, huh? On Mike Paradina's label, Planet Mu. Now something painfully beautiful. I know very little about that artist. Mastered by Stefan Mathieu. Yes, it's a German record. This guy has been around for a long time. I've heard some of his stuff, but I was never taken by anything he's done as much as with this. He has shitload of records. This was originally released as a cassette in 2020. Orphée aux enfers, Orpheus at the hells. Günther Schlienz. And we're listening to Handel and Gluck, one of the 6 tracks composing and closing, in this case, the album. Oh, Daniel, I'm happy to see you. Came a little late tonight, but I know sometimes you have to work. Yes, it is. Huh. Maybe it's a déjà vu, Thomas. Sean, very accurate reminder. Leave a thumbs up, leave a comment whenever you're watching this. Now, in the distant future, in a week, on Monday, leave a comment, leave a like, a thumbs up, thumbs down if you really hate it. If you really, really hate it, I hope someone likes it enough to leave a tip to your DJ of the night. To support the channel by leaving a little coffee in the coffee jar. The description of the video has the link for that. Cheers. Yeah. Hello, Eddie. How are you? Next record has probably the coolest packaging I've seen this year. The design, the art direction, the synchronicity, or the how it connects with what is actually in the record and the concept. You'll see. How many ways are there to listen to a place? Good question, huh? That's a good conversation starter. Sonic Topologies presents a wide range of sonic research into Zurich's urban landscape, underground and above ground, underwater and underwater. The project explores the sound and acoustics of an empty reservoir, a botanical garden, a thermal bath, and a lake. In June 2022, we invited 30 sound artists, architects, and researchers to develop concerts, talks, walks, and workshops for these places. Their contribution reveal hidden and overlooked sounds and voices. The artists and scientists make space vibrate, shift their contexts, and connect them to distant locations and times. They enable encounters across species and disciplinary boundaries. With its manifold methods and instruments, the project not only reveals different aspects and potentials of the sites, but also offers a versatile toolbox for sonic landscape research, which we compiled in the form of a glossary of texts and photographs, as well as 2 vinyl records. Quite the project. And thank you, Chef William and an anonymous. Who might that be? Huh? Not sure if it's Marius or not, but it might be. Thank you, Marius and Chef William, for leaving tips in the coffee jar. I'm getting closer to the goal of tonight, so finally thinking I'm not out of reach. That's cool. Cool for next week. This. Good. Good, good, good. All right, Anthony, remind me of that, but I will. So, the package. And the artists featured here. Just crazy. You have, out of those, I know, Perilla, Tomoko Sauvage, Banu Sisek, Toulouse, and a lot of others I don't know. This is Christian Zender, Embryonal Stream, a vocal journey. And here he is. As a singer, I am my own resonance. As a singer, I am my own resonance chamber. And I make myself vibrate. I am the origin of the vibration and resonance. It's silver letters, like it's difficult to read. For me as a singer, space is not only the counterpart, it is an equivalent and an extension of myself. Yeah, the package is worth the price of admission alone. Yeah, I think so too. Hello, C's. OGC's, sorry. So after all that I read you, I read the first sentence again. How many ways are there to listen to a place? And now one of my big faves of the past years Tomoko Sauvage. I'm discovering this track of hers as you are. Here she is. If you ever see the name Tomoko Sauvage playing live around you, I highly encourage you to go and check her out. She uses micro contacts and bowls, and water, ice, melting ice. Mobility in terms of water movement determines the sound of my instrument. More generally, I'm interested in the mobility and migration of objects, instruments, music, and ideas. The reverb, Marius, is coming from the place, from the location where it was recorded. Le titre de la compilation, hein? Sonic Topologies. Curated by Ludwig Berger. So what I like about this record is it kind of maybe romantically bridges a path between field recordings and musique concrète. But as you could hear, there's also the element of the human element with the human voice, which, yeah, what else could I wish for? Yeah, you can fake it, huh? Yeah, maybe 500, who knows, huh? I stopped counting after the second one, I think. You know, with YouTube, there are all these rules or advice of how you should do it to, to flourish, to grow, etc. And Yeah, I'm not going that way, obviously. uh, in many ways, everything I do on this channel is kind of textbook what you shouldn't do if you want to grow a channel. The only thing I do is, like, I come here regularly every Friday to you guys. Redundance. Huh? That's the only thing logical about this. Well, here, listen, man, Daniel. It's there. That's the beauty of it. It's hidden everywhere. And it's documented here. That was beautiful. I almost want to put it back on, but nope. But yeah, you might know it anyways. I did buy it on Soundom, Magique Berber. Yeah, hinted. I showed the record on the cover and the color. Huh? Thank you, Daniel. By the way, for you Americans, do you know what niche originally means? It's a French word. The niche, it has two meanings in French, but the main one is the doghouse. Exactly, huh? Now a record by someone I've loved for a long time now. One of these minimalists. And when I say minimalist, I mean look at the cover. And here's the inner sleeve. But there is a sort of like OB insert. Because yes, this is on Bloom, James Tenney postal pieces. James Tenney's been doing a lot of like kind of long string instrument compositions. It took until the 90s for works of composer James Tenney to begin their journey from a state of near total neglect. Like he died, he was born in 1934 and passed away in 2006. Trained in composition by Carl Ruggles, John Cage, Harry Parch, and Edgar Varese. That's not too shabby. Here he is. And we're listening to a composition called Beast. There's a lot of interesting matter here, but let's say that, well, it also came with yeah, stuff like that, like postcards documenting some of the pieces. This piece, by the way, is from 1971. or maybe 54 actually, between 54 and 71. So again, we're going back way back in the history of avant-garde music. And usually Bloom, they press 300 copies of these records. They also released a new album by Ben Vida, so it's archival stuff and brand new stuff by new musicians, new composers. In this case, as James Tenney's body of work on vinyl is pretty small, that was a very welcome release. This is one of the most exciting archival releases of the year, I would say. Out of the 5 compositions on this is one of the shorter ones and like lots of bass, so it's always good to play these tracks, but it's not all that kind of stuff. It goes in different directions, so I would encourage you to go and check it out, figuring it out for yourself. This is not one of these releases that like jumps at you, like screams at you, you gotta have me, like some do. But I have a good feeling about that record. I think it will be a rewarding listen over time that will reveal itself over repeated listens. I guess we had a theme with like sustained harmonics tonight. The Ben Vida one was a tad disappointing to me on The Rise Revenge. I'll give it another chance, but so far I'm not convinced. His double LP from last year was fantastic. Absolutely stunning stuff. A true artist, Ben Vida. Always interesting to see where he's going, but doesn't mean that he's landing every time. Yes. Oh well, that's nice. Let's see how long it will take. Oh, thank you, Marius. I think it's not just what I like. I think it's also good to do that and to give ourselves some empowerment by embracing a path that doesn't lead to ZZ Top or the Doors. We already know the path to these places.
Sent to the zone, into the domain, no main, propane, flame, or butane to the opening with an offering. It's not often that I want to, but I'm gonna make a point. It's a one for the so-and-sos, impose on tiptoes. Spit flows, hypno, crypto, cryogenic, freezes, hazes, nices, watching ballerinas, seamless meters, reappear, wedding hero, zero tolerance, abolishing whack MCs, please, Mr. Politician, don't feed us your empty promises. It's obvious you're oblivious, but not impervious and used to will crumble. Stay humble. One. All right.
Alright.
Enslaved by luxury, to me a source of pain is not entertainment. Desires and ruin, failures transposing to fantasy. Enjoy views but don't listen. It's your frame of reference I discard. Audio sport, tech noir, Abdul Jabbar. Fire wire, hair dryer in the bathtub. I shock. Dixie cup, telephone, fair communicate. Feeble and with it like dust caps on 5 watts. Take one recorder off order, cause El Gordon Cottrell. Watch the top granola get rude like junk food. King vitamin on top of the food chain. Rug burns, run around the field but never move like a fence. Vital, recital, title, idol, no rival. Test floors with pens flaccid, inactive, speechless like dick and mouth.
Wobbly, Saeed, slim like a 10 speed D's. MCs take heed when I project with 300 cc's. Cause you told me, catch your whole crew. Wow, who's that cat that just threw my neck like a quarterback? I want his autograph. Females on my dick from my photographs, making moves on the floor like a pornograph. Got the man so you can feel the chemistry. EV, turn up the frequency. I'm very simplifying. The beats acapella in the streets, we can do it anytime.
Tonight. Alright.
We can do it
Tonight.
We can do it
Alright.
We can do it
Tonight.
We can do it
Alright.
From the lawn where my form had grown from before, life scorned and torn to the dawn. I heard a sound and came back to see what was going on. Then I turned up the song.
Alright.
We can do it
Tonight.
Can we do it
Alright. Tonight. Alright.
Ooh, the bass. Hello, Ivan. Yeah, that is LFO Mark Bell remixing the first EP by Antipop Consortium when they signed on Word. Yeah. Oh wow, that's amazing, really. I would have loved to do that. This was a very important record back then. This is from 2002. Yeah, 2002. Had really never been anything like that before, I would say. Antipop Consortium is the band that got a lot of us back into hip hop. Seriously. And when they signed to Warp, there was kind of like a, is that opportunistic? But if you get tracks like that, then who cares? But yes, I think that's where our journey takes us today. Nice, Ivan. I'll have to talk with you soon. I'm trying to plan a little bit what we talked about. LOS of Trans Victims 1876. Here's a record I fell in love with. I didn't, like when I heard it, I didn't hear about it when it was released. Took me, I think I discovered it a couple of years after. This is not my favorite track on it, but I love this as well. No, I'm wrong. This one, it's because of the jacket. I thought I was playing another record. Yeah. This one I've never played here. Yamaoka. Quite limited, as you can see, but I think you might still be able to find it. This is a Dutch label that has really some amazing techno that doesn't really work on the dance floor, like post-club techno, which this is. This is a double album. White labels. And yeah, his music is a trip of like great arpeggios, drums, pads. Very nice nocturnal attention there. But as I was saying, I hope you had fun tonight. We went quite deep in darkness and in motionlessness states, deceptively, as there is no such a thing in reality. I hope you discovered some stuff tonight that you maybe even went to buy some stuff that you felt a need for in your life. So one last time, if you like the stream tonight, today, or whenever you're listening to this, leave us a thumbs up. Costs you nothing. What would cost you a little bit is if you tipped your DJ of the night by leaving a little tip or a big tip in a coffee jar. The link in the description of the video. But it would also save your soul. And leave a comment if you're watching this whenever. It's always nice to hear your thoughts. Yeah, challenging the algorithm, huh? Oh, that's a major score, Stefan. Good question, Justin. I do some intendants after, like I hashtag the stuff I played because I don't know before the stream what I'm gonna play exactly. So, but there is a little bit of like a winding off period. And just like that, we're gonna hit the 2.5 hour, huh? That album, by the way, has more than one good track. Way more. Thank you, Azmi Othman, and welcome. It's the first time I see you, I think. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.